The firm is extraordinarily principled, and I think a lot of that comes from the backgrounds of some of the people that founded the firm were from the Midwest in the U.S., and they're people.
We are consistent in what we do for our clients, we're consistent in our client focus, and we're consistent in the way that we manage money in terms of that underlying philosophy. And that is very powerful. It doesn't seem very powerful when the rising tide is there, but when the tide falls and the rocks are exposed, all of a sudden it becomes incredibly important.
The beauty of Dimensional is that we have these very firm foundations that we're trying to implement.
If you're talking about how to solve something, it was always bright minds thinking about things rigorously academically. And then the key was you have products that have to be rigorously academically proven, and then you had to implement them, and then you had to sell them.
One thing that you realize very quickly is, while there are a lot of very intelligent people at Dimensional, there are also a lot of very nice people at Dimensional. So it's truly a nice place to come to work every day.
We have a reputation, which maybe is right or wrong, of being particularly bright. And I think that's a rub-off. You know, I don't think necessarily we're all that bright, but because we've been attached to very bright people, you know, you get a little bit of that pixie dust that comes your way.
It's like an all-star team, you know, running around here in the days of the board meetings and stuff like that. So for the people, for the right person, there is no better place.
Everybody respects everybody else. Nobody feels like you got to go to the mat to defend some opinion you used to hold. It's if somebody comes up with a better idea, if they can convince you that it's a better idea, man, that's great. Let's move on. That's the right way to go.
From a integrity perspective and a brand perspective, advisors look at Dimensional and feel that they're going to get an answer that's been exercised academically and has been well thought out and well debated.
I feel what helped was having worked on the dark side for 10 years in stockbroking, having seen the mistakes, having lived through the stresses, the traumas of what works and what doesn't work, and having been looking for an alternative. So there was just really an ideal time when I came across Dimensional and I could see how robust it was.
It had that kind of, I would say, down-home, folksy feel. On the other hand, it was very apparent that the people, though small in number, were all extremely bright.
It's like a small town or even childish kind of simplicity, you know, thinking about what's personally important to people who are participating, what's right, you know, what's the right thing to do, combining common sense with really high-end intellect.
We all know this is going to evolve. It's going to be different 5 or 10 years from now too. We'll have other areas that we don't see.